WVOL, Berry Hill, Nashville. Views and opinions of the following show are those of the host and the host only, and not those of Heidelberg Broadcasting, its ownership, or management.
Welcome, beautiful people. I'm super excited to have you here at the mighty WVOL 1470 AM. Welcome, beautiful people. I am so excited to have you here. Welcome to RFD Talk. And today I am elated and honored to have the topic today we're going to be talking about will be Black media. But before we go into our topic, I just want to say hello. How was your weekend? I hope last week was great for you. Touch bases with you guys. Today is a holiday for some of us, and I know that some of you got to just kick back and relax on this Monday because it's a holiday for some of us who work for the government and state. You know how they get those little lazy days and some of us don't get to get. So happy Monday to those people. And then also the mighty, thank you. Well, we're here again at the mighty 1470 AM. And I am very excited and want to see how your Monday is going. And it's been a fun full week, and we're here today to empower you. That's what the RFD Talk show is about. Our show is about health and wellness. Our show is also about lifestyle and inspiration. Our show is also about travel and beauty. Our show is about relationships, and our show is about becoming a better you, a version of yourself. And today's topic is all of those things, kind of touch bases in all those things. So I'm very excited to have our guest today. Before we get started, I also wanted to thank you for following me here at the RFD Talk every Monday evening. And you might be entering into your car, getting off from work, and you're tuning in to me. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. We're so excited to have you. But before we move into our topic and show today, I also want to thank my sponsors today. And definitely we have an amazing sponsor. And our sponsor's name is Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter. And you can find Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter on Facebook, or you can email shamemedown06@gmail. I am a big customer of Shave Me Down Handmade Body Butter. It makes you feel so soft and smooth. So if you're in need of some type of healing body butter, I definitely ask you to reach out to them. So that's the sponsor. Thank you for my sponsor today. But now we don't want to keep you all day while you're riding in your car. I want to talk to you and have you all call in and find out more about our guest today, which is Sharon S Gordon, and she's in the green room. We're going to bring her in just a moment. So get your questions ready, people, because she is the queen of media. And I have her bio here. So let me read her bio to you guys. So then we'll bring her in. Okay, let's go back to that. Okay. So, technical problem here. I just looked at, I was about to read her bio and I accidentally moved the information, but look, I definitely want her to tell you more about her. Sharon Gordon. Sharon, excuse me, I just couldn't find your bio right in front of me. It was right there. Then I touched it and it's gone, people. So that's what technology does when you're all ready for your show. And then you get in your seat and then you touch the button and it's gone. Well, I can tell you a little bit about Sharon Gordon while I stroll through these paperwork to find out more, to tell you more about her. Sharon Gordon is the CEO and founder of Urban Trendsetters, which is founded in Columbus, Ohio. And so I'll let Sharon come on and tell us some more about herself as I look up her resume. I don't want to keep her in the green room because this topic is juicy and we want to get all the information that Sharon can tell us about being a trendsetter and setting the media on fire as being a Black woman. We want to celebrate her as being a Black woman. So no further ado, let's get Sharon on here. Welcome, Sharon S
Hey,
Gordon.
Robin.
Hello. Thank you, Sharon, for being here. We're so excited to have you today.
Well, Robin, thank you so much for having me. I am so incredibly proud of you. But you know that we go way back, and we go back to some shea butter days too. And
Yes.
so it is such a pleasure not only to be on your show, but to be on the history making VOL in Nashville, Tennessee, where I was born and love so much. So this is exciting. This is a history making moment for me, and I am absolutely delighted.
Yeah, yes. This is your home native place, Nashville, right, Sharon?
It is, and I'm
Yes.
so upset that I am not able to be there today, but I am making my way there within the next few days. So hopefully soon we can do a part two and I can be there live.
Oh, I would love to have you come and do a part two with us, Sharon.
Yeah.
Yes, we do go a long way back, about 20 years ago. Sharon and I met in the good old Ohio, which is my native place where you presently live. And Tennessee is also my home as well because my family is from here as well. So when we met, we thought we were kinder sisters from the day we met. When we found out Tennessee.
Aquarians in the house.
Yes, you better know that's the only other side that really makes sense, right? If you
That
don't
part.
know, you just got introduced to two Aquariuses right here on the mic in
Yes.
your face. So we're excited, Sharon. Tell our listeners, Sharon, a little bit more about your background. Of course, we know you're out there in Columbus, and you have this amazing all owned Black media company. Again,
Yes,
your resume, I mean your bio, I had it right there and it was right in front of me to read it, and it's some juicy stuff. I don't want the viewers to miss anything about Urban Trendsetters and your history and your story. So tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about yourself, Sharon.
Okay. Well, gosh, at my age, that's a long story, Robin. So I'll try to break out the beginning and we'll fast forward.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. And
We'll
remember,
fast forward a little bit.
I'll have you back. We're going to do another section when you come live here to the studio. Go ahead.
Because baby, that's a long one. But I just see where you have urban setters. It's urban trendsetters.
Oh,
So
I
put that
apologize.
trend in there because I don't know what they're going to find if
Let
they
me
go to
take
that.
that.
But Robin, again, the story. I'm a hairstylist by trade. Again, I was born in Nashville. Lived there a very short time, and then we moved to Jackson, Mississippi, and then after that to Indianapolis. My mom had a job that was transferring her, and then she had a choice between Chicago and Columbus, Ohio, and thought Columbus might be a little safer, and I'm glad she did that. So I was pretty much raised in Ohio. However, I spent every summer and holiday in Tennessee, which is again where my family, both sides of my family, are from. I am a cosmetologist by trade. All of my family, for the most part, are TSU graduates. My uncle was Carnell or Ernest Rhodes. He taught professor of sociology. My aunt was Charlotte Rhodes. She was the Jubilee singer. Jubilee is Fisk. I'm sorry, but she was the choir director there, music director at TSU for years. I don't know them working anywhere else. And again, my mother and all of her 6 brothers and sisters graduated from TSU. So Nashville is very, very dear to my heart and soul. And but it started as cosmetology. I knew that I was an entrepreneur in my spirit, in my soul. I knew that I wanted to own businesses. I thought that it was going to be a chain of salons, and but as it were, I ended up, after about 15 years doing hair, started developing carpal tunnel. So it was getting a little bit difficult. So I started adding makeup and makeovers to it, because it just, I didn't have to do as much hair, but could still get, the desired amount of money that I needed. And then I added Mary Kay to my process, which gave me a product to sell. Because I definitely believe if you're going to use products, that you should be able to sell them. You need to make money off of, we'll talk about the streams of income. That might be another show. But I started doing that and doing some training and other things to keep me in the business, but not necessarily being so taxing on my wrist. And I was looking for a way to advertise my business. And I actually met a gentleman that owned the Black newspaper here in Columbus. At the time, it was called the Columbus Post. And I literally created this column, and I told them that they needed me, although I had never done any work before in this field, in the publishing field, but I told them that they needed a beauty column or something fun in the paper. And basically about a week later, I became the beauty and fashion editor. I literally talked myself into that position. And what I would do, Robin, I would do makeovers. I would do the before picture and after picture and show you how I got the look and sold the hairstyling and sold the makeup and all of that. And then I became a freelance makeup artist for one of the television networks here. So I just did a lot of things. My friends call me Jamexican. I always had several different things going on. You know how we have to do, have to have several streams, right? So I did that for a little while. And then I got into retail and started working behind the counters at makeup counters. And so I ended up, we did not have a Nordstrom's in Columbus, and we got a Nordstrom's, and I became the fragrance and cosmetic director for Nordstrom, department manager for Nordstrom's, and still wasn't, quite fulfilled. I was doing the paper on the side and doing a little bit of both. But what I had discovered is that I really loved media. I had no idea other than just reading magazines, right? I read magazines, I listened to the radio, I always watched TV, but I never really considered or thought of it as a business, first of all. But most importantly, I didn't think of Black media as important as such, right? As I know it is today and how important it is to our community. And so I grew up with, like most of us, with Ebony and Jet magazines and that kind of thing. But again, never really thought about it as this is something that I wanted to do. I just knew I loved magazines. And I was looking for a way to advertise and make some money. The newspaper was going out of business, or at least they were selling. And I thought, well, there's no way if someone buys this newspaper, they're not going to keep me. I don't have the credentials, or anything like that. So I'm going to start my own. So about 9 months after my little gig, if you will, with the Columbus Post, I launched Urban Trendsetters news magazine. And I did that. That was in 2003. And what I thought was going to be that piece that was going to help me advertise and all of that, I learned that I really had a knack for this. And not only that, I really love talking to other small business owners, right? I love talking to other small business owners and helping them advertise. I didn't know that was something that I was good at, but it came kind of natural to me. And I remember when I was trying to think of what this newspaper was going to be, what was I going to call it? I wanted it to be positive news, because what I had found with working with the local Black newspaper at the time was a lot of the stories were just flipped around a little bit, but they were the same news that the mainstream news makers were carrying, just with a little twist on it. But it still, in my opinion, didn't show us in a positive light, no more than theirs did. And so I decided that Urban Trendsetters was going to be a positive newspaper for positive people. And I didn't do it broad size, like the standard newspaper. I did what they call tabloid style. And then we had several newspapers. We had a couple of different tabloid style news publications. We had a mainstream, and then we had an LGBT Q one, but we did not have one of our own. And these tabloids, they came out every week and they were free. Where the other newspapers, you had a subscription. So I said, well, that's what I'm going to do too. I'm going to make it free. And I'm going to make it positive news. And everyone said, oh, nobody's going to want to read that. We love juiciness. We love gossip. We love mess. I'm like, well, you can get that anywhere. You can't get that here, right? Now, this is before internet, social media, and agent, right? Again, this is 2003. So we didn't have websites and Facebook and all of that. And I believe that Urban Trendsetters, because I had no money to start this business, I literally went to friends of mine and said, I'm going to start a newspaper and I need you to advertise. And they say, well, how much you need? And I thought, I don't know. So when I asked a friend of mine, I said, I want to start this. So I asked my graphic artist friend, I said, Ivory, we need to go. His name is Ivory Payne. Ivory is now in Baton Rouge, and he is the publisher of the Baton Rouge Weekly Press. And Ivory took me to a printer, helped me price it, so I would know how much I needed to print. I had no business plan, Robin. I had nothing. I knew nothing. I had nothing. But I knew I was going to do this newspaper. And everyone laughed, and that we know that if your dream is not big enough to make people laugh, it's not dreaming big enough, right?
That's right.
We need to dream a little bigger, because we want people to crack up, because that thing is so big that it seems unattainable to the average.
Can I just integrate in this?
Please
part?
do.
Because I have to say, you're my Oprah friend, right? When I met you,
well, considering we're on VOL, I'm gonna touch and agree on that one.
We on VOL, girl. We right here where the center start,
where
right?
It started.
Where it all starts. But yes, I remember meeting you, Sharon, going back to when your paper started.
I think I've been out about 2 years then.
Mm-hmm, you have been. You have been running your for a short time, but I remember listening to you and how big. It just when you said that, how big your dream was, and I was like, "Is this Oprah?" You was like, Rob, I said, I call you Oprah girl, because I loved it, because you're very clear. You knew, even in the second year of your beginning of your newspaper, newsletter and paper, you were so clear though, Sharon. You were so determined, and it was.
I was gonna be all over the place, and everybody's gonna eat, girl.
I loved it. I just loved how zilfo, how determined you are when I met you. And I was like, this is Oprah. I got to work with her. I love her dream. It's so big. Now look at you. You are.
Well, I'm still here, and praise God. And it has not been easy, but we're still here, girl. And it was funny, because I had again no real clear vision of where it was going. I just knew I was in it. I loved it. I loved people reading about themselves and telling me about it, or reading about someone, and it literally developed a whole mind of its own. Like it started going all over the place. But that was too because I had great relationships that I was able to cultivate into something else. One thing that, if I had to drop some nuggets for you, I think that one is, of course, the old one that you don't burn bridges, but the other one is, the fortune that is in your network, just the network of people that you have right now, and believing that everyone comes to you and comes through you for a reason, and everyone has value to bring as well as you do to them, to bless and to be blessed. And if you see connections like that, then you will always have them. Before I said I was a Mary Kay rep. Well, the Mary Kay rep piece for me paid off with the newspaper because the promotions director for Radio One here was my Mary Kay client. You understand? And I had served Radio One as a Mary Kay lady. So when I came back and said, I got a newspaper, how can we work together? We ended up bartering, and they gave me $40,000 worth of advertising in barter, and I gave them $40,000 in advertising in newspaper. Their value was much more than mine. I had been out I had one issue. They had years, right? So I actually ended up launching the newspaper at one of the Radio One stations here, 107.5. I ended up launching the newspaper at that event. Selena Johnson was the guest at the party, and I had an article in there for her. And, and Ray Kimberlin was her name, just allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do, right? So all I had to do was have that first paper at that party at 5 o'clock. That was my job. And I made Iris stay up literally 2 days in a row to help me get this paper and get it to that party. And the general manager loved it. And that with that first one, it just really catapulted the paper, because what I ended up doing with that trade, instead of just advertising Urban Trendsetters, I included it in a package. So you can get TV and you can get some radio. And the radio, I wouldn't say, oh, you can just have some spots. I would say, this is an Urban Trendsetters Business of the Week, da, 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 da. And you can read more about them in Urban Trendsetters News Magazine. So I made it work for me and the client, and they loved it. We ended up doing a lot of different things with them over the years. It was a very blessed relationship, and really just became good on so many different levels. I started being the media sponsor for a lot of events. So everywhere you went, you got a newspaper. Again, that networking, baby, there's a fortune in your networking, and you have to learn how to go and talk to people you may not know, be comfortable with, but because that's how we met. We met at an event. I was a media sponsor for an event, and you had that daggone warm spirit.
Yes. That's
I being a makeup snob and body butter and all that snob from working at Nordstrom's, I was like, no, I'm fine. You say so sweet. You want to sample my hair? I said, no, I'm good. And then someone got that pampering Robin with them magical hands she has, rubbed that stuff on me. I signed up, sold sold out.
Yes, you did.
We've been close ever since. So that was how the newspaper got going, and we kept that going for a while. And then, of course, the website, we started getting more. So we had to develop as things went along. I can't imagine starting, or if I'd had the technology as we have it now, starting the paper then, I don't even know. But I guess everything is in its own time. Because the other part of that is if stuff went crazy, there's some people that probably couldn't work now because they don't know how to make it happen the old-fashioned way. But I love, like I said, I love media. I've had the opportunity to meet some amazing people in this industry, entertainers and business owners and history makers. It has been a phenomenal ride. And the fact that I was able to do that and create that still blows I blow my own mind, because it's just, God is just so amazing. You
Yeah.
know, he is just so amazing. And I tell you that he has been my partner from day one, from not knowing what the name was going to be and asking him for the name, and asking for the covering. But I tell you, I got a funny story. When he told me what he wanted it to be, which was this positive newspaper, and we weren't going to do any negative news. We don't do murder, death, kill, all of that.
Mhm.
Um, I took a chance, and there was a exotic dancer, male party came to town, and I said, now listen, I distribute to churches and everything, so I can't have this, no crazy ad. You got to have if your advertisements has, you have to have clothes on. He wanted to do this shirt off, and I said, oh no, you can't do that. So he sent another one. Wasn't quite as bad, but when I tell you that was the worst copy job ever, it was dark, it was a mess. I said, okay, God, I hear you. Okay. You said, no nonsense. I apologize. So that definitely taught me to be obedient,
Mhm.
and stay on course. You cannot let money sway you when you are here to do a job. All
Mhm.
money is not, good money. And don't be in a hurry to just grab things. We've been blessed over the year to be the outreach. We do a lot of diversity inclusion, within our community here in Columbus. And so it has been a great ride. And now we are in TV. So
Yeah.
it has evolved over the years, and now we are in television. I'm going to stop for a second because you may have a question.
I do. I do. I want. Thank you, Sharon. I love everything you were sharing about your background and how you evolved. And what you definitely said is important was when we don't answer that right call, it does make it difficult for us. So I'm glad you know that and you learned that. That's how God makes sure that we listen to them right unctions.
Yes,
And that's
yes. He
what.
will get your attention if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not listening.
Yes, when you try to do it your own wrong way, right? So
Mhm.
that was a good point for all of our listeners. But also, Sharon, what is the percentage? I know you're a mogul and you're a leader in this industry. What percentage is Black media? How much?
So let me say this. When I began looking at television, in terms of Black media ownership, because for the most part, at that time, we had some Black newspapers, of course, and most major cities have a Black newspaper,
Hmm.
or two. Now you will find, different websites that are up that give news as well. So the digital platform is good too. And we went into that as well. We printed, and then when the web came, I continued to print, but then we did the digital version as well, so you could get it online. My thing was to be wherever you needed us to be. So however you needed to receive this news and information, we wanted to get it to you. We became known for making sure if there were grants and things that are out in the community that we needed access to, because Black media is usually the last to get anything, the news, the dollars. So, if they have $1 million budget, they will spend it all and then come to us with 25,000 of it, that kind of a
Mhm.
thing. The assumptions of that come with, Black media being taken for granted. And then you have radio. So, just like, with this radio station, being Black owned in the community, family owned for a
Mhm.
long time. At one point, Radio One, or Kathy Hughes, owned the larger share, of course, of Black radio. I think at one time they had a hundred and something radio stations herself. And then again, you had, local radio stations throughout the country that were Black owned, but none in comparison to mainstream, if you will, or white owned. And then when you look at the Latina market, where they have pretty much, owned their media in their language, and that's pretty much how it's presented. So, you always had the argument when it came to the advertiser, especially say a corporate advertiser, you would have, well, we don't have to, why are so much dollars going over here to the Hispanic market and not the African American market? And then that excuse was, well, you guys speak English, right? So we don't have to do anything different over here, not really recognizing that we are our own totally different culture. You recognize it when it comes to the spending, right? When it comes to the spending from us as a consumer, but when it comes to the value of our dollar, not perceived as much of a value, right? And so when you think about it, we have been led to believe that we have more Black television than we do, because we have made, television made for Black audience, right? But not Black owned. And there's the difference. So, when you think about how many Black networks, television networks do we own? We own Urban Trendsetters TV now. That's one. And then that's broadcast. So, but we're the only broadcast Black owned, 100% Black owned in the country. And for that to have to take till 2021, when you think of, say, for example, if you're trying to measure, you have Telemundo, Azteca, there's several, Nostrovision, all of those are broadcast television networks. Now, you may find them on cable because the channel that they're on is on cable, but they are broadcast channels, just like this radio, right? All I need is the antenna. And then we had cable, where we did have BET. We don't own that anymore. We don't own, but we do have TV One, right? And I think we have Revolt, which is by a Diddy. So when you think about how many networks are out there and how many we actually own, where we own and control the voice, it is no secret as to why we are left behind on so much stuff, because we do not own the power, the true power of our voice. And so we don't, our amazing journalists, don't get to present the news and stuff for us. Everything is written for us. So, there's like, oh, there's all this Black on Black. There's not just Black on Black crime. There's Hispanic on Hispanic. There's everybody on every, because people generally harm folks within their culture. But how things are presented in the media is how we believe them, period, because that's our only source. So it's so important that we own our own voice as every other culture does. And so what we or what I should say, I really strive for with Urban Trendsetters is the partnership of other media. So I guess I'll need to go back to that for a second with the TV network, but and how that came to be. But when you ask the percentage, 1%. That's
Okay.
how.
So can you tell our listeners, for some of our listeners, what is the difference between your ownership and own, and with own or BET? You have mentioned that, but just for clarity, what is the difference?
So when you talk about just say we just talk about television, right? You have, well, most of us have forgotten that you can just watch TV for free. Like, that didn't change when cable came about, right?
Okay.
You can still go buy you an antenna at the dollar store, pluck up your antenna, and you're going to get basic channels. You're going to get your ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. All those are broadcast channels free TV, FCC mandated, right? There are different things that you can't do on broadcast that you can do on cable or over the top television, which is what is considered to be Roku, Fire Stick, Google Play. Those are considered over the top platforms. And then you have, of course, online streaming television, where you go to a website and you can watch the television online from your laptop, tablet, or phone. So when you think about broadcast television and why it's still king, is because regardless of what your income bracket is or whatever, you have every household in your city has access to broadcast. And that is where we were missing out in terms of really owning some airwaves.
Okay.
Right? That's really owning some airwaves. What you're doing at VOL, I can just get in my car and turn it on. And it's free to me. I don't have to pay a subscription. I don't have to do any of that. So when you think about the fact that we have never owned we've never owned a broadcast network. Bob Johnson then came out with BET. So now we had a cable network. And if you remember, Robin, we had Black News, we had Ed Gordon, and we had the videos because MTV wasn't playing our videos. We had our own, video shows. Donnie Simpson, really aging myself now, right? And we were so excited because we're seeing us TV, because we've always loved seeing us on TV, right? And so we got that one, and then I feel like we, I don't know, a TV one with Kathy Hughes. So then that one came out, and then we've got Revolt and a couple of other ones, and then and you said, what are the differences between like a OWN and a BET?
Well, in yours, what you were saying, in your case, you're a broadcast, and
we're just free TV. You don't have to have a subscription for it like you do cable.
And then when you some of us will say that OWN is Black owned. So what is that not a fact for us?
OWN is owned by Discovery.
Okay.
Who owns several other networks, Disney, all of those networks. And then and their shareholders, so you have those people that they have to answer to. And then BET, of course, was bought by Viacom, which is so funny to me because they own MTV. So this year you could watch the BET Awards on MTV, but there was a time when they wouldn't even let us air videos, but that's another story. That's another show. Right. So you have those, and then you have, of course, the over-the-top boxes and that type of thing. So my mission, if you will, is to show others how to create content, create television content, and monetize it. And you and I have had many conversations about that, how to monetize your content, how to produce your content, how to get your content distributed. One thing that we have to do, and I there have been some absolute atrocious things that have come out of COVID, but for us in this media landscape, it's opened up so many doors in other ways to, bring content, and everyone started watching TV. So we had to get real, creative while being indoors. So, Robin, when we launched February 20th, and then it was COVID. So it's like, I thought I was going to die. I didn't know what I was going to do. But thank God for Zoom. We were still able to do interviews. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't have to just do interviews in, Columbus, because we're Zooming. But the TV for me became, I was tunnel vision. like, we have to have this. But it's so funny because it came to me so non-traditionally. I literally was trying to purchase time. I wanted to do a 30-minute show, right? I wanted a 30-minute show that I could do much like I had done with the newspaper, where I could, highlight some of my advertisers, talk about their business. We'd have a television format to do that, much like what you're doing here. I did radio at the local Black radio station here in Columbus, just like you're doing now. And I was looking for a place to do that, and I ended up meeting a gentleman that owned a local channel, which is a channel we're on here, channel 32.10 or WCSN. And I didn't know a lot about the digital channels or digital sub channels. For example, you could be there, you could be on the dial broadcast thinking radio, and it might be 107, then it's 107, 1, 2, 3. Well, TV had done the same thing. So broadcast channels, the FCC said, okay, cable is taking over. There's a monopoly. You can get a cable network and have all these different channels, right? So Time Warner, or I think you guys are in Nashville, so you guys have, is it Cox? What's your cable?
I want to say it's Xfinity.
Xfinity, okay. So if you get Xfinity, you get tons of channels, right? Well, broadcast couldn't do that. So broadcast was given the right where they were able to add digital channels. So maybe, let me think of Nashville, Channel 5. So you might be watching Channel 5, but there's a Channel 5 and there's a 5 point. So there's a 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. And then these other networks came about called like Cozy Network, Me TV, My TV, This TV. All of those were networks that were created from ABC, CBS, and NBC, taking old content and making a channel. That's basically what they did, right? And so that gave and opened up the door for more broadcast channels to be created. And so I was so blessed because the gentleman that owned the channel that I'm on here in Columbus was trying to sell the channel. I couldn't buy it. He was selling for like $1.8 million, but I acted like I could. I was like, is that all? Let me see what I can do to get that together.
I love it, girl. And that's what faith is. Just knowing.
Let me figure that out. See, for me, I always believe I just need to know the price, because it's God's job to figure out the how. And I love our partnership.
Amen. Okay? I love that.
I love our partnership
with God, girl.
Yes, girl. We get it in. We get it in. So I said, okay, Jesus, I don't know what you want me to do with this here, right? And so what he said was, he said, so listen, he lived in Dallas. He was 80 years old. He said, listen, I live in Dallas. I can't come back here all the time. I need to sell this. My wife's getting old. Everybody, da-da-da-da-da. He said, but if you would manage this channel for me, I will trade you a digital. So he would give me one 24-hour, 365 days. I wanted 30 minutes, Robin, but God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly more than you could ask or think. So my 30 minutes became a 24-hour stream. And all I had to do was help him manage the other 10. Right. So I tell people I went to TV school. I went to TV university, and I learned the ins and outs of how to license the network, how to find content and all of that. I left my network dormant while I learned the business. And then I was so blessed again to put together a deal with Byron Allen and Entertainment Studios. And he gave me some shows. He wanted to air in Columbus. He wasn't on a network in Columbus. So I said, will you give me? And I rotated that content. So then, as God would have it, The gentleman that had the network, had the channel, was able to sell the channel. And then this new owner had 5 more channels. And he said, well, we love what you're doing. And Jimmy has said great things about network, right? Said great things about you. And we would like to know, would you mind, would I mind? Would you mind staying on board and doing what you're doing and helping us? Because they were in Louisville.
Wow. Look at God opening doors up for you, new territory.
Because we have a wonderful partnership.
Yes, y'all do.
That's my business partner. And so I said, yeah, sure, I think I can do. I was already doing it. And then he said, well, we will let you have the other markets too. So that's how I get to come to Nashville.
Yes.
And bring Urban Trendsetters television, broadcast, free Black TV to Nashville, looking for businesses want to advertise, looking for shows. We're going to air your show on TV too. We are now, so we're 6 markets. We're launching now. We had to slow our pace down because COVID kind of messed up my plan, my schedule. So we're running a little behind. But Nashville, we will be there during the holidays, launching there. And we are on, I want to say it right. There's 6 now that I have to remember. WJDE in Nashville. And I want to say it's something 14. I gotta go to the website because I don't want to call off the wrong call number. But you can find WJDE. We were approved by Nielsen, got our Nielsen information up. So we're on the TV guides here in Columbus, and we will be there in Nashville. I know it's crazy.
Wow.
It's so cool. So I'm looking for, our motto is let us put your business in the streets. So I can't wait to come there and work with folks. And I need to have a launch party. So maybe you guys can help me figure that out. But my goal is to work with Black-owned media like BOL, because we need local Black news on TV at 6 o'clock, like all the other networks. I'm looking for content creators. I'm looking for producers. I'm looking for writers. We're looking for everything that any other network has or need. We have or a need for that as well. And so, and creating stars of our own. It's our turn.
It is our turn. Wow, that is exciting. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations on all of the growth. And even with the COVID coming and changing your plans for your grand opening.
When I tell you COVID didn't stop nothing God wanted to get done, okay?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I'm sure God will refill that and redirect all that anyway, because that's just the God. Nothing goes unused in our experience with His greatness.
Yes.
Business
and you have to come and be on one of the shows too. And you're up there with for your show is launching. So you're going beyond radio with your TV, and I'm so excited. I'm excited. I do feel like Oprah a little bit. You get a show. You get a show. You get a show.
I'm saying thank you for my show. Thank you that my show is
and we're also, and then we got our Roku and Fire Stick. So for anyone listening, you can just go to Roku or your Fire Stick and put in Urban Trendsetters Television or UTS TV, and it'll come up. You can go to urbantrendsetters.com and click the TV button there and watch us live from anywhere in the world. And it's pretty exciting. Now, don't shade me on the content. We're getting more. I know you might get tired of seeing the same, but see, that's why I need my people. We need some more shows. On Saturdays, I have to have 4 hours of content for the babies. So I need Black babies on TV talking about ABCs and conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Yes, that was
Okay.
so Saturday, girl.
And we're gonna have we got some business shows lined up, Robin, again, where we're celebrating businesses. But what I'm really, really, really excited about is that we also developed a software, because one of the problems, which I love about Columbus, is that they know me, I'm comfortable, this is home. So I've been able to utilize my network of business owners here as we're expanding. But the problem was, if I had told everyone, hey, you guys can get a free commercial, no one had commercials, because we're just not used to advertising on TV. And so we have a platform called Best Bam Videos that will allow you the opportunity to go on, make you a branded video, that's just 30 seconds, 60 seconds, talk about your product, throws your logo on there, and we can air those. So in terms of doing that, as opposed to, now we can come and do your stuff, but it's a lot more expensive, where this little video is $49.
Oh,
right?
That's really nice.
And all you have to do is do it. You go register, bestfam.com, register. You can register for 14 days, make as many videos as you want, as you like, or whatever. Try it out. If you decide you don't want to do the $79 a month, which gives you unlimited videos, you could just do a video credit is $49. But if there's a lot of tools there, you can do video email, which Robin, I'm the email queen.
Yes, you are.
So you can do video, video marketing with emails, and I love teaching. So we'll have a lot of that coming up. How to do video emails, how to do video marketing, social media marketing, and things of that nature. We're also going to do the Shop Black Everyday show. Because I'm over that. I've been over that. Don't tell me nothing about a shop black day, month, nothing. You shop black every day. We're black every day. We need our money every day. There are no days off.
I like that.
Never hear about a shop Hispanic day, Asian day, because they don't have to be reminded. But that's another show.
That's another show. Yes, we have to have you back, because I'm telling you, we're wrapping it.
Yes, because we got the QVC, all kind of fun stuff that we have to catch up on.
Yes, we do. I love that everyday black shopping. I think that's really a topic we got to discuss, because that's very, very important to where we're going, especially with you being the media queen, media black queen. Oprah
gotta do our dance.
To call you up next, right?
And I cannot wait to get back to Nashville. I always said I was going to retire in Nashville. I intend to make Nashville my home once again. My children, their families in Nashville, so we are there a lot. I'm so upset I'm not there today, but I will be there within the next week to 2 weeks, and I plan on being in that studio. We're gonna have us a party.
Okay.
And celebrate.
All right. I'm looking forward to you coming. I know how that feeling was, because I moved here like 15, 16 years ago, and I
can't believe when you moved here. I was like,
I know, right?
You're leaving me here.
I left Ohio. I could not believe that. That was the same thing. You eventually went there and did your thing, and I came here. But again, we are in both of the places we belong. Our home is Tennessee and Ohio, and we're just the Kinder sisters. I'm so happy that you had time tonight, Sharon.
I'm happy you invited me.
Come on and share with us and our listeners a lot about what it means to be Black media, and what Black media is impacting us, and how it impacts us better to have more us and on television, and our voice being heard. So we really appreciate that. And I definitely want to remind all the listeners, I appreciate them coming on today. Thank you again, Sharon Gordon. And you definitely want to follow up with Sharon Gordon at her website is you see it there, is utstv.com. And then also, I want to remind my viewers who've been following me, we're doing a small challenge, Sharon. I tell all the viewers that listen to RFD Talk for the next 90 days. We have a word. I choose a word every week, and the little segment is called "What did RFD say?" So RFD 90-day challenge is the word for today is trendsetters. Trendsetters is the word. And what I'll tell our viewers, if you in the next 90 days have recorded the word or the comment or the quote that I may mention on the RFD, what the RFD say segment part, keep a record of that. And at the end of this year, I will be offering you and giving you both of my books and a candle. Those will be your
Oh,
gifts.
Robert, can I play?
Yeah,
I
you
want to give him a trip. Can I throw a trip in?
You want to give
yeah, I'm gonna throw a trip in. So you said at the end of the year?
Yes, if they're listeners for 90 days and
That's fine.
They can tell me all what did RFD say at the end, and I will get that. You can send it into the office here, or make sure I get that paper that you wrote it down on, and then we'll check and see if you did all the 90 days and you was watching the RFD talk every day, and you'll get these gifts in 90 days. It's a 90-day challenge for the listeners. To get to know what did RFD say?
What did RFD say? That's like that's so much fun. And I want to send you something else. So I would love to send you a link, and you can share this link with your listeners. Maybe you can put it on your RFD website. But the link is going to allow them to say their name, where they're from, Nashville, and the name of their business or whatever it is that they do, and say, and you're watching Urban Trendsetters TV. So when I launch there, I'm going to just roll them all.
Whoa, they get to be on the launching. Oh, yes, you hear that, listeners? Mm-hmm. Yes, you hear that. You want to get this link. I'll have to.
So I'm going to send you the link, and you can put it on your website, and they can do that.
Sure, we'll love to do that. Definitely.
You said 90 days, so this goes through the end of December?
Yes, the end of December, and we'll announce the winner then, and what they'll get is to launch with Urban Trendsetters here in Nashville, and they'll also get my 2 books and some candles. So you got even more. God has added more to that. So definitely tune in
that's a prize pack.
Yes, every Monday, listeners, because you're my amazing co-hosts. So I look forward to having you all here. You can call in if you like, and you can also text in if you're on the Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for being there and a subscriber there as well. We're getting close to the end. Sharon, tell us what's upcoming real quick before we end this evening. What's upcoming with you?
Well, right now it is gearing up for this tour. We'll be in Nashville, so we're going to the different markets because, again, that was kind of cut short with COVID. So we're just going to introduce ourselves to the market, make our connections with, again, the other Black-owned media in the area, because we are relying on those media outlets to give us news and content for that area. Locally, again, it's a broadcast channel, but locally, we are mandate, they want us to anyway, provide 4 hours of programming within the markets we serve. So we'll be looking for that content during the tour. I will give you the day and time that we will be in Nashville. Maybe we can hang out at the station there. I've also talked to our beautiful sister over at the Tennessee Tribune. I'm doing some things with her, because it is not my goal to come into these cities and say, hey, I'm here, I'm coming to take over, because I'm not. I'm coming in to see what you guys are doing, and how can I help you in any way do that even better and greater, and make more money doing so, because we now have the opportunity. I know for certain that this was not created just for me. I know for certain that this was given to me because God knew I would share it. I'm positive. And so if I don't want a blackout or nothing else crazy, I better do just that.
That's right. You better
because he is not playing with you when you are not obedient.
Right. You know that that's what the word says. Who God has blessed much, you have
To
much
whom much is
required.
given, much is required.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this is so crazy because I literally started this business with no money. I started it with just asking people, hey, you want it $100? Like I didn't get a loan. I've yet to this day. Have I ever gotten a loan? Have I ever gotten a grant? I did no PPEs or any of that. This is Black folks working with Black folks. So forget what you heard. Okay.
All
We
right.
do
I
support
love
each
it. I
other.
love it that we
We
can.
do support each other. This network is built by us, for us, 100%.
I love that. And wrapping it up, we're going to say thank you, Sharon S. Gordon here from the mighty WVOL family to you. We look forward to welcome you back to Nashville when you
can't
come.
wait.
And you have to do a part 2 and come back to the
can't
show
wait.
and come in the studio. And that is it for today, lovely listeners. I want to thank you, listeners and viewers. And remember, I'm Robin F. David. Come on back next week. We'll have some other guests. And I am here to empower people to live in their truth. Live in your truth. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for listening and thank you for being here.
WVOL, Berry Hill, Nashville.
We did it.
We did it.
Robin David, I'm so proud of you. It don't even make sense.
Well, thank you, my beloved sister.
You listen to everything. You take notes well. I am so proud of you.
Thank you. I am so proud to know you and to be your friend. I love you more and more all the time. Girl, I can't
So
wait.
who's in there? Who's in that studio with you?
But right now I have some great men of media, Black media men.
Let me see you.
Black media men. Come on over and say hello. Sharon Gordon.
Hey. So do you do
Jeremiah does our We Be Radio. Now we battle. I'm sorry, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, you get a show.
He get a show.
I need some camera people. I need writer. Look. Now I'm not. Are we off ready? We off, right?
No, I gotta turn this off. So this is the back.
So look, Robin, put together a Zoom with your people and let's do something where we can talk about what we need for the tour and coming out.
Okay, for the tour.
I love you more than words.
I love you more than words as well.
We're doing rap shows. I already got.
Let's go. Listen.
I got 1,000 shows recorded.
Yes, he does. You have to check him out. He's on the website.
What time does he come on the? Because
he comes on Friday night at 6 p.m.
Because I catch you on the VOL website. Because remember, I couldn't get you. Something was messing up last week, so I ended. Facebook went away.
Yes, last Monday.
So I ended up watching you from the website. So that's and I think that is of course a great place for you to tell everybody. But if you and then you could probably get them to put the code on your side.
This will work.
Well, Jeremiah's he's about to do some back of the scenes stuff. He's going to teach me some things as well.
We got some learning to do.
Yes, he's going to teach me how to use my new camera.
Oh, okay.
I got a new camera, but no, we definitely are going to get him on board because he's been doing this he went to college for this. He went to college for media.
Oh, he has some friends in the business. Jeremiah, get all your friends. I'm on my way. I'm coming home.
She coming home.
So what station is going to be in Ohio?
No, it's going to be here in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
WJDE. WJDE.
It's going to be on, what channel is going to be on? Cable?
No, it's on WJDE, and that is channel. What is my web? Huh?
I thought I said 51.
I don't know, Robin. Take him to when you get a chance. Y'all go to the website and where it says where to watch, or where it says watch live. If you scroll down, it got the channel call letters.
And then Mr. H is in here with us.
Hi, Mr. H.
Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm great. Is that the Mr. H?
It is the Mr. H.
I'm like a little
Don't
like
do
a
what I
little
did.
groupie.
Don't do what I did when I first seen him. I didn't even know
Like
he
a
was
little
Mr. H.
groupie.
I was
Oh my
like, oh, wait
goodness.
a minute.
I'm like, wait a minute, what's my hair doing?
Well, let me tell you what Miss Judy said. We got to keep all the young women away from Mr. H. That was Miss Judy told me. I was like, I just said hi to him.
I'm not young.
I'm gonna let the air viewers go because they probably think we crazy. We having too much fun.
Well, Mr. H, I would love to talk to you to see what all we can do. You get all the commercials you want. We gonna whatever you need, whatever I can do.
That's exactly what I need is commercials.
Oh my God!
I did a talk show myself from 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. and then on from 12 noon until 3. I did 3 hours, and during the Trump presidency, I got off the air, and so he's off now, so I could probably get back on. I don't know if I could do 3 hours, but it was very interesting. We talked about everything. We talked about politics. We talked about religion. We talked about the things that people don't feel comfortable talking. We talked about race, all of that. I'd like
when I tell you, I would love to have you have a show on the network A. I would definitely love to do some cross promotion with you, B. The other thing is, in Robinson, I do a lot of non-traditional advertising things. I do digital billboards that we put inside of locations. I would be happy to give you that as an opportunity to increase revenue, email marketing. I am coming there to.
Then we must talk.
Assist. Okay. Whatever I can do to make us do what we need. And I know your network is huge. I need your help.
I agree with you that we have to do it ourselves. Nobody's going to do it for us. No one.
And if they do, they're not going to do it right.
The people out there are not going to help us. I've heard it out of their own mouths that why should I help them?
Why? I mean, I was telling someone the other day, I said,